Sometimes, the most broken souls hide behind a veil, not just of fabric, but of fear, shame, and scars the world cannot see. And sometimes, love doesn't come with fireworks and grand promises, but with a whisper that heals the wounds we thought would never mend. This is the story of Aisha, a young woman who stood at the altar believing she was unworthy of love, and the man who saw through her silence, pulled back her veil, and gave her the courage to breathe again. The wedding hall glowed with golden lights, laughter, and music, but in the corner where the bride sat, silence pressed heavily. Aisha's hands trembled on her lap, her veil covering not just her face, but her entire sense of being. She had begged her parents to cancel this wedding, but tradition and honor had spoken louder than her pleas. Beneath her veil, Aisha's lips quivered as she remembered the scars across her cheek and forehead, reminders of the accident that had stolen her confidence, her friendships, and her dreams. People had whispered behind her back, calling her damaged, unlucky, and even cursed. She had learned to shrink away, to avoid mirrors, to hide. And now, she was about to be handed to a man she barely knew, Armin, a man with a powerful presence, admired for his integrity, known in the city for his compassion and strength. Yet Aisha believed this marriage was nothing but her parents' desperate attempt to secure her future. Surely, he had agreed out of pity, not love. The guests cheered as the ceremony progressed. Aisha felt her chest tighten with every step closer to the moment when Armin would lift her veil. Her heart screamed, what if he sees me and regrets it? What if he turns away like the others? Her only wish was that the night would end quickly, so she could return to the shadows she had grown used to. But fate had other plans. The time came. Armin stood before her, his tall figure steady, his gaze locked on her hidden face. He reached out slowly, his hands firm yet gentle, as if he knew her heart was racing. Aisha tried to shrink back, tears forming in her eyes. She whispered, barely audible, please, don't. But Armin paused only for a moment, then leaned closer and said softly, Aisha, you don't need to hide from me. Not now. Not ever. With one careful motion, he lifted her veil. Gasps rippled through the room, but Armin didn't flinch. His eyes softened, and a small, genuine smile curved his lips. He reached forward, brushing a tear from her scarred cheek with his thumb. Then he whispered the words that shattered the chains around her heart. You're beautiful. It wasn't the kind of beauty found in magazines or praised by shallow tongues, it was the kind of beauty that spoke of resilience, of survival, of a soul too strong to be crushed by cruel words or scars. Aisha's tears flowed freely now, but they weren't tears of shame, they were tears of release. For the first time since the accident, she felt seen, not as broken, but as whole. That night, when the guests departed and the hall grew silent, Armin sat beside her. He told her stories of his own struggles, the nights he had doubted himself, the moments he felt unworthy. He confessed that when he chose to marry her, it wasn't out of pity, but out of respect for the strength he saw in her eyes. You've survived what others could never endure, he said, holding her hand. To me, that makes you the bravest woman I've ever met. And in that moment, Aisha realized love was not about flawless faces or perfect lives. It was about two souls choosing to see the light in each other's darkness. Her veil was no longer needed. She lifted it away herself. And so, the bride who once covered her face in shame walked into a new life with her head held high, because someone believed in her when she could not believe in herself. This story is not just about love, but about healing. Sometimes, the right person doesn't fix your scars, they help you wear them like medals of survival. Because true love whispers, you're beautiful, even when the world tells you otherwise.